Namaste students, I am Jamin Machij from Department of Food and Biotech. Today I am going to discuss about the topic microbial nutrition. Microbial nutrition means uh, microorganisms need some nutrients for their growth and for their multiplication. So, what are the nutrients which are required for the growth of microorganism? So these nutrients include the macronutrients, micronutrients, growth factors, environmental factors. Okay, so these are the requirement for the microbes to grow. Okay, the microbes can grow both in the natural environment and also in the in vitro conditions. For the in vitro conditions, we need to manipulate. We can provide the artificial environment for to the microorganism. But in the natural environment, microbes need these micro growth factor and environmental factors. What are the nutrients? Nutrients are the substances which are present in the environment, and these nutrients are used by the microorganisms for their catabolism and anabolism, means and for their metabolism. So nutrient requirement, uh, microbes require about 10 elements in large quantities because they are used to construct the carbohydrate, lipids, protein, and nucleic acids. Several other elements which are needed in very small amounts are parts of enzymes and cofactors. So, what are the macronutrients? The macronutrients which are required in the large amounts. So, they are known as the macronutrients. What are the macronutrients? Carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus. So, these are uh, macronutrients. They are actually the components of carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, not in the pure form, but they are components in some another food material. Okay. Similarly, they also require potassium, calcium, magnesium, and iron in various combinations. Means they are cations or part of enzymes or cofactors. So these macronutrients are required in large quantities. What are the micronutrients? Micronutrients are the uh, elements which are required in small amount, small quantity, such as iron, copper, molybdenum, and zinc. We also say these elements as a trace elements. Okay, so these are the two primary requirement of the microorganism. What are the growth factors? Amino acids, purines and pyrimidines and vitamins are the growth factors. Amino acids are needed for the protein synthesis. Purine and pyrimidines are required for the nucleic acid synthesis, means DNA and RNA. And vitamins are small organic molecules which are you are part of the enzymes. Okay, they are also the cofactors and they fulfill the requirement of some another growth factors. The common nutrients requirements are such as carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and iron. And these are required in large quantities, and these micronutrients are required in the small quantities. And in the microbial nutrients, we can understand the microbial nutrition by nutrient requirement, nutritional types, nutrient transport, and culture media. But today we are going to discuss about the nutrient requirement and nutritional types. So autotrophs and heterotrophs. What are the autotrophs and heterotrophs? As we know that all the organisms need uh, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. That are the carbohydrates. Okay. Similarly, the organism also needs some electrons for oxidation reaction in the cell. Or similarly, it also used for the electron transport chains and some cycles within the uh, cellular organizations. So, what are the autotrophs? Autotrophs are the organisms which prepare their food themselves. Okay, means how they produce their food. They have capability to reduce the compounds. For example, plants are the autotrophs. Okay, so similarly, some of the microorganisms are also autotrophs. Okay, uh, photoautotrophs are also a type of autotrophic organism. Uh, Photosynthetic bacteria and macroalgae are photoautotrophs, means they have capability for the photosynthesis like mechanism. Okay, by this mechanism they can prepare their own food light, using the light as energy source. Okay, so they can fix carbon dioxide using the light, so they are known as the photoautotrophs. Heterotrophs are the organisms that use organic molecules, means carbon. Okay, they are not preparing their food. Okay, they are utilizing the carbon for their food, so they are known as the heterotrophs. They are not preparing. Okay, so that's why they are known as the heterotrophs. And microorganisms are versatile in their ability to use diverse sources of carbon. Uh, methyl methylotropic bacteria utilize methanol, methane, and formic acid. What is the requirement of nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur, and why they are required? Uh, they are required for the production of some specific molecules such as amino acids, nucleic acid. Nitrogen is also supplied in various ways, such as the protein synthesis also. Phosphorus is usually supplied in inorganic phosphates, and sulfur is supplied as a sulfate via assimilated sulfate reduction. So there are some microorganisms which have capability to use nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. And similarly, the example is the nitrogen fixing bacteria, uh, phosphorus utilizing bacteria, sulfur utilizing bacteria, which are used in the agriculture industries. What is the requirement? Nitrogen, as we have understood, that nitrogen is used in the production of protein, purines, and pyrimidines, which is the basic structure of the DNA and RNA. Okay, and similarly they are also used in the production of proteins. uh, Means the proteins have amino acid structures, and amino acid have amino group which is derived from the ammonia, that is the nitrogen. Okay, the rhizobium is a bacteria which is known for the uh, conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia, and it is used in the uh, nitrogen fixation process. What are the sources of nitrogen? Organic nitrogen is a source of nitrogen, and it is isolated from the catabolism of amino acids. Uh, Oxidized form of inorganic nitrogen is also a source of nitrogen, such as nitrate and nitrite. Reduced inorganic nitrogen is also a source of nitrogen, such as ammonium. And dissolved nitrogen gas is also a source of nitrogen, such as nitrogen gas. Requirement of phosphorus. Phosphorus is also present in the phospholipids, that is the part of our cell membrane. Okay. Similarly, phosphate group is also found in the structure of DNA and RNA. It is also found in the ATP. It is found in the proteins. Okay, so it is a basic requirement. What are the sources of phosphorus? Phosphorus is found in the organic phosphate and inorganic phosphate.
And Manisha, Suman, Kirti.
Requirement of sulfur. Sulfur is used in the synthesis of proteins, synthesis of vitamins involved in the cellular respiration. And what are the sources of sulfur? Sulfur is found from the organic sulfur, that is the natural occurring sulfur, oxidized inorganic sulfur, that is the sulfate, reduced organic sulfur, that is sulfide, and elemental sulfur. Now, growth factor are some organic compounds which are essential for the metabolism. Means they are using the normal process such as the production of some cell components and cell uh, synthesis purposes. These include the amino acids, nucleotide bases, and enzymatic cofactors such as vitamins. Practical importance of growth factor: development of quantitative growth response, and measuring the concentration of growth factor is the primary requirement of the growth factor. Now, what are the nutritional types of microorganisms? According to categories, if we want to grow the microorganism on the culture media, then what will be the requirement? The requirement will be the energy source or electron source, carbohydrate source, so that will be the requirement. In the energy source, bacteria which are phototrophs use light and chemotrophs use energy from the oxidation of reduced chemical compounds. That is the energy source. So two types of energy source are present. First is the light, and the second is the chemical compounds which are energy producing. Okay, electron. Electron are the very essential in the synthesis of some cellular metabolism, and organotrophs which reduce the organic carbon. Okay, so they are found in the organotrophs and lithotrophs. Lithotrophs which uses reduced inorganic compounds as a source of reduction potential. Means the carbon which is already reduced, which have some inorganic compounds. Okay, the inorganic compounds are used, not the organic. Inorganic compounds are used as the uh, energy source by the lithotrophs. Carbon sources, uh, the autotrophs use carbon dioxide, heterotrophs use the organic carbon. Okay, they do not use CO2. They use uh, carbon sources such as the fungi use the soil, dead animals, dead particles. Okay, dead microorganisms. So that is the organic carbon source of, and they are known as the heterotrophs. Prototrophs, a species or genetic strain of microbe that is capable of growing on a minimal medium consisting a simple carbohydrate molecule. Means they are the organisms which have the nominal requirement of the growth. Auxotrophs, auxotrophs are the species or genetic strain which require one or more complex organic nutrients. Okay, they, they need more complex media than the prototrophs. Okay, so they need amino acids, nucleotide bases, and enzymatic cofactors for their growth. Mixotrophy are the organisms which need chemical energy sources and the carbon organic carbon sources. So they are known as the mixotrophy. What are the photolithotrophy or autotrophs? Phototrophic. We know about the phototrophic, but what is the photolithotrophic? Photolithotrophic are the Phototropic are the organisms which need the light for the energy, but photolithotropes uh, use light energy and also uh, inorganic and organic carbon sources. Okay, organic carbon sources are also required by these photolithotropy, such as the cyanobacteria use water and the electron donor. Purple and green sulfur bacteria use inorganic donors like hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide for their growth. So they also need some inorganic carbon also. What are the chemoorganotrophic heterotrophs? They use organic compound as a source of energy and hydrogen, electron and carbon. Okay, pathogenic organisms fall under this category. So they are more complex. Chemo organo need chemicals plus carbon sources such as electrons, energy sources and hydrogen sources. Photoorganoheterotrophs, they are some common inhabitants of polluted streams. These bacteria use organic matter as their electron donor and carbon source. They use light as their source of energy. And chemolithotrophic autotrophs are the autotrophic organism and they oxidize reduced or inorganic compounds such as iron, nitrogen, and sulfur molecules. So, according to utilization of organic molecules, light molecules, light energy, and the organic molecules, inorganic molecules, type of organic molecules, inorganic molecules, these are the classified source of microorganisms. And chemolithotrophic organisms derive their energy from the electrons. Carbon dioxide is used as the carbon source. So that is all about the uh, microbial nutrition and the types of microorganisms on the basis of their nutrient requirement. So our lecture is over here. Thank you very much.